Welcome everybody, this is episode 3 of the Gaming Up North Ramblecast, and we are here to talk about, yes, Ducky predicted it, Assassin's Creed. That's Assassin's Creed, I'll say it normally. But I am joined by my illustrious co-host who's hiding in plain sight. He should be famous for inventing the high kick. It's Mr. Adam Asbridge.
Hello. How are you doing?
Good. I'm liking your stance and your hoodie that you're using.
Yeah, it's an Assassin's Creed Unity hoodie, and it's got the little beak on the hood. And it's got a nice front pocket for all my items and that.
Yeah, like your feathers and your bits of posters that you're ripping down wherever you go with your face on them.
Man, I have to throw this all out now. I'm over encumbered with paper.
Yes, feathers, paper, flags, throwing knives, poison knives. He's got it all.
The list goes on.
But welcome everyone in to the chat. Welcome Assassin's Creed fans. So we are just going to talk general Assassin's Creed. It can be like, we're just going to dip in and out of like every game. Because while I know that there is technically multiple podcasts worth of content in every single game, I am not that Assassin's Creed fan. Adam is. He has the full-time job of completing all of the Assassin's Creed games. I stopped around 3. But the thing about the series is it's always has a presence in video games. So I guess I'll ask you first then, like, what sort of like drew you in, and what, more importantly, I guess, what kept you in?
Well, what drew me in, you had Assassin's Creed 2 back in the day when it came out. Was it 2009?
Yeah.
And I came around yours when we used to have our little drinking sessions and that.
Oh yeah.
And you gave us a go of that, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. Like he's like Batman in Renaissance Italy.
I think, like, more specifically though, I believe I started the game while you were there.
Yeah.
So you see, you would see Ezio's birth in that game.
Yeah. Yes, you do. Yeah, you've got to tap like to move his arms and legs and stuff.
Tap to move baby leg. Press X.
baby leg.
But I think, like,
I remember
we were joking around though, because
yeah,
Assassin's Creed 2 puts you in as like street clothes Ezio for a little bit first.
Yeah.
And, you have no
like
consequences.
Rich Italian boy.
Yeah, and you can just punch anyone on the street, like do like roll and punch combos on them, and nothing happens. Like, they don't get injured. But it looks pretty hilarious.
Yeah, and I remember we played a bit of that, and then you'd stop playing it, and then you let me borrow it.
Yeah.
And then I got like proper into it. Like I was just like, I'll see how it goes. And then I remember, I think I completed like relatively quickly. And then I was like, oh, there's obviously a first one if this is 2. So I went back. And then I didn't like love the first one, but I was like, I had to play it to like understand like
the
story behind Altair and stuff, because, you know, he's mentioned a lot in 2.
But like,
And then
yeah, when you say like I'd lent you it, like I did like fully like devour that game. Like Assassin's
yeah,
Creed 2 was where it finally all clicked.
yeah,
Because I had played one whenever it was allowed to come out on the Xbox 360. Because I think it started off as a PlayStation exclusive back in
I
the back in the day.
might have,
But I
yeah,
had a very similar reaction where I was like, I see the fun in this, but
hmm
it's like one is rough around the edges.
yeah,
But yeah, two was just like it was one of those video game sequels that's kind of like fixes all the problems and is perfect in as much as it
yeah.
can be.
Perfect. Yeah.
Um,
Um.
so yeah, like after you like went through one, what did you like? What did you do after that?
Well, I waited for Brotherhood to come out.
Was that the next
And
one?
yeah, it was Brotherhood after two, and then Revelations. But I just played them to death. Like I played Brotherhood like so many times. I think I did like 7 or 8 full completions of it.
Oh, okay.
Um,
And then like, so what do you think's like kept you hanging around? Is it like the long time story, or is it just the games are like interesting enough as they keep going?
at first it was Ezio
Yeah,
that kept us around because he's such a like he's me boy. Like he's just charismatic, like main guy in the game. And yes, he can be a little bit petulant and a dick sometimes, but he's what you want in a series hero.
he
Um,
is. It's strange that when you think about it, there's been so many more games after, like since they stopped using him. Um, but yeah, he was like a real standout because like Altair like had a cool look for the time.
yeah,
But he
but he
didn't
was
have a lot
just
else going on for him.
whiny. Yeah, he was just a little whingy bitch, like wasn't he?
I mean, he had a bit of a rough go of things.
I did. I'll give him that, but
Because yeah,
he
like
didn't have the charisma of Ezio.
yeah, definitely like Ezio had a full like life story, including like
Hmm.
family and stuff, which Altair
Yeah.
didn't. Um, and you got to know like each member of his family. I mean, they didn't all have the best end and stuff because obviously
No.
it's a story about assassins, so people are gonna die a lot.
Yeah, but with Ezio as well, like there's obviously like the little mini movies on the Assassin's Creed 2 like disc, like
Hmm.
Lineage and stuff like that. So his dad was actually an assassin and didn't tell him.
Yeah, I think he maybe shows up in Revelations. I've been watching a few cutscenes today, like at the end.
Yeah. So like obviously his dad gets like and his brothers get hung in the
Yeah,
second one. And it's like, oh shit. But then you find out like his dad's backstory and he was like working with like the politicians in like Italy and stuff to get rid of the Templars and stuff like that.
yeah,
Um
and then that's why his house is like has some like secret basement stuff going on
yeah.
that you kind of stay in the family mansion. That's your base for a little while.
Yeah, it's but yeah, it's just really well thought out. Like even back then, for like how long ago it was with the second game and the Brotherhood and stuff. It's like with the limitations that the gaming world had because of like obviously graphics. You thought they were good then, but they're like awful now, aren't they? But they did a good job with telling the story with the like with all the lore and stuff like that instead of being like, oh, this is like a triple A like massive upgrading graphics sort of thing. So it's like sort of all done by storytelling, really.
Yeah, you're right. Because like when you go back and look at some of the faces,
Yeah,
they're weird. like oh, that's what here's a revelation that we haven't touched on. Like Desmond as a character.
yeah,
So like if people don't know, in this game you play it's very meta. You play a little man sat in a chair controlling the assassin character like it's a video game, sort of.
yeah,
But I guess he's in the most realistic video game of all, where it's jacked into the back of your head, so you can control
Yeah.
it.
So like, what happens? Like, I think we mentioned this before. What happens if like Ezio goes to the toilet?
Yes,
Does Desmond also go to the toilet?
this requires research. So Abstergo Labs has a guy sat in a chair for potentially how long do you play this game? 60 hours. Does he sleep with as Ezio sleeps as well? Like, or does he go home?
I mean, he gets up a little bit to wander about and do his eagle vision at the walls and that.
Yes, because it starts like they start doing a thing where it's like, oh, your assassin powers are bleeding into your own mind in the real
Bleeding
world.
effect is it's called. Yeah,
Is it really?
Effect. Yeah.
But yeah, like, so if he goes like, or would he not have the urge to go to the toilet? Like, as Ezio, would he just
Chris
be
says Abstergo nappies. There we go.
branded with the logo on?
Mm-hmm.
And then someone like a nice little caretaker lady comes in and like changes him while
I'll change you, love. I'll change you.
while he's climbing up a freaking steeple. Oh, that's a big one.
Oh no! Oh god!
Things we need little emails on when you go to the computer consoles.
Yeah. Oh, Desmond.
He is poor Desmond, but yeah, like the reason I brought him up was because like when you look at his character model, he's just got like the most normal face in the world, and then like weird scraggly curly hair, because I guess they were trying to make some kind of hair and they had to keep it going because like it's still the same guy. He's still in the chair.
Like, yeah, it's funny because he had like little Brillo pad hair, didn't he?
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
And then he's tattoo.
Yes, so he's like going to
like
he's going to meet like ethereal like god beings like in his white hoodie like the end of these games.
Yeah, I mean, I always wanted that hoodie because it had like the embossed eagle on the back, and it was like, oh, hit me pop shade there. There we go.
It's alright, you didn't hear it. Yeah, the embossed eagle, like the
too much.
The name of your indie band.
Embossed eagle. But no, yeah, like because obviously like I've been obsessed with for years and years, and like I've got a bit of merch now. I've got an Assassin's Creed wallet. I'm planning on getting an Assassin's Creed themed sleeve.
Oh, nice.
With like different games, like sort of scenes that are like really cool in the games.
Yeah, like something to represent each of them in a good way.
Yeah, that's going to cost a lot of money, but
not
it's
Desmond's hair.
Just like a picture of his hair, just like there, just front and center. Desmond's curly hair.
That's my boy.
That's my boy.
Crazed Assassin's Creed fans with the apple of Eden painted on the stomachs.
Oh.
No, yeah, because like I remember being very interested in the Desmond story and thinking that it was going to eventually result in like a modern day Assassin's Creed where you would be like infiltrating skyscrapers and stuff, and running around like the New York City streets and stuff like that. Because to be honest, like that's one of my all-time childhood video game ideas, being like a ninja in a city, kind of like a Ninja Turtle, I guess.
Yeah.
But like obviously when you're a kid you dream about games that can't exist, and you're like okay, I want one where you're a ninja and you like can freaking wall jump between the buildings and like do assassinations and stuff. That's kind of like what Assassin's Creed is. So if they'd got to the future, I would have had one of my dream games. You want to know what my other dream game was?
What is it?
A Nintendo fighting game. I got that dream.
Nintendo fighting game.
Yeah.
So
Smash Brothers, but I got it.
Yeah. You got it, and like you think it's when you're like a kid and you think of something like that, and then they eventually do it. You're like, that was because of me.
Yeah, I willed it into existence.
Just like
Mario punched Link in the face. I got it.
Every day, just sitting in front of the mirror, like.
Come on. What I didn't know is how epic Smash Bros is going to be, but like we'll leave that for a different time. Like, I don't know, like this is putting you on the spot, but did you ever have any like pie in the sky game ideas when you were a kid that you were just thinking like, why doesn't someone do that, even though you only had like PlayStation level graphics to work with?
That's a good question.
We can come back if you just want to shout it out.
I mean, do you know what? Probably something like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Like, where it's open world now, but back then it wasn't. Where so like you had like a specific place to roam, but you could go most places you wanted to.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you could go up like the tallest building that I was never heard of. Like,
yeah, and it like in Assassin's Creed there isn't always a point to going up the tallest building, but it's fun. That's kind of scary.
Sometimes there's a synchronization point. Sometimes there's a loot chest up there that you can put in your little pocket.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like it'll just let you do a cool jump into a hay bale. Because has that carried on into every single game? The jump off the top of a tower into a hay bale.
Yeah, there's multiple things you can jump off. I mean, yeah, even on Mirage, there's like hay bales or like piles of like flowers or leaves or whatever.
Because if it was New York, it would have to be soiled mattresses and stuff like that.
Soiled mattresses or like garbage bags.
Maybe that's why they couldn't make it, because they were like, well, if he jumps off the skyscraper, what's he gonna land in? Like, there's always a truck carrying sand, like every time. Seriously, guys, this is Desmond we're talking about. You can't land on the soiled mattresses.
He has to be in exotic locations with hay bales.
But what I do find funny is that people complain about that as if it's like a realism breaker, and it's like, that's just video games, guys. Sometimes you do things because it's fun. Because what's the alternative? How do you get down from there?
Well, you climb back down, maybe?
Oh, it's always scarier going back down the ladders, though. Like, come on. Like, you know how it feels.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, well, people find this hilarious. I'm absolutely shit scared of heights.
Yeah.
Like, to the point where it just makes us feel like I'm gonna die. Like, I can't even walk across the Green Bridge in town
without thinking, smash it up like a King Kong of some kind.
Like without feeling like I'm exactly Goodwill, but I'm 103.652 tall.
It's going for that triple decimal point.
So, like, maybe that's why I sometimes get vertigo, because I'm actually scared of how tall I am in general.
When you just stand up, you
like,
you hear an eagle noise and the camera spins around your head. Oh, just I don't know what that was.
But even on like movies and stuff, if there's like a shot of somewhere like really high up, get this weird like. It's really bizarre. I get this weird feeling like in me lower stomach and balls region.
You got the ball region feeling.
It's like it sort of goes like. I'm like.
I think they call it spider sense.
Yeah, even on like a video game, or like on a movie, like I'm like, oh shit, that looks weird. I kind of, or if like you see a TikTok video where they're like on a roller coaster, I'm like, bleh. So I actually have got like a genuine fear, but I've got a good reason. I never always had this fear, but me nan used to live in a block of flats.
Oh yeah.
And she lived on the 14th floor out of 15.
Oh yeah.
And when I was 6, I almost fell out of the window.
Oh hell yeah! So you're like a real Assassin's Creed character now.
And me brother, luckily, caught me like round the middle because I was just like looking out and I got sort of like leant too far and like I don't know why I was looking out the open window on the 14th floor, but
He's got the blood of the assassins inside of him, everyone.
The blood of an eagle get fight milk. But no, was there a bale of hay at the bottom because you'd have been fine? There was not. There was plenty of cars though.
Tab ends. It's a Sunderland, right?
Yeah. So like, I was almost a human pizza.
Yeah, and then what would the future be like? We'd have no Nerdy Up North. I wouldn't be the weird man I am today.
Yeah. There would be Nerdy Up North, but there wouldn't be any music for it.
Yeah, it'd be completely silent.
Just miming. But yeah, so luckily, like, I mean, but my brother saved my life that day. But back to the point, like, so heights,
bro.
Aye. But nobody even like the really tall stuff on Assassin's Creed. I'm like, oh god, that makes us feel a bit weird. But then I get used to it because I'm like, it's just a game. Stop being an idiot. And so,
yeah. But like, they do put you in some situations where you climb up so high, and then he's like, I'm going to climb on the cross on top of the church. And you're like, oh, come on, dude. Like,
he keeps on like,
yeah, and then he's like, I'm going to stand on this one square of like flat ground on top of the cross.
Go like,
and sometimes you have to look for the hair because you're like, are the controls smart enough to know that this is the way I'm going to go? Because actually that's a legit complaint I had with Assassin's Creed. I haven't played any since they changed like the style, but I know they've sort of kind of went back a little bit on Mirage. But
yeah,
the like the parkour system where it was like, it started off like this is the high profile mode of your control where you hold the right trigger and you just like parkours over everything and like climbs until you let go. There is definitely times where, more often than I would like, you're sort of running off the top of a rooftop and you'll decide to just do like a straight right like jump, and you're like, your camera's not even pointed that way, and you're like, no.
And then it's like,
yeah. Oh, we just got a raid there from Happy Shoe, so thanks so much. Nice. We're just doing a podcast on Assassin's Creed, so not super chat orientated, but yeah. So
also not super chat, but Paul said the world isn't ready for when Adam and Goodwill scissor.
Oh yeah, I think that would cause like whatever ended the precursor race in Assassin's Creed,
like a mass extinction event.
Yeah, when all the people and the children explode in that one cutscene, it's like, okay, so according to Assassin's Creed, there was 100% a futuristic race living on the Earth before us.
Yes.
So is that definitely lore accurate?
Yeah, the Isu.
Yeah.
So they were the ones that came before that they always talk about. So they were the ones who created the Pieces of Eden.
Oh yeah.
And those were like, there was the Shroud of Eden, the Apple of Eden, the Staff of Eden, the Sword of Eden, which was basically Excalibur.
Oh, hell yeah.
And there was many others. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but yeah, these were all pieces that influential people ended up with.
Yeah, like what I do like about Assassin's Creed is how it kind of goes like, you know how there's lots of events in like religions that don't make a lot of sense? Like it kind of tries to explain them with like these ancient aliens, I guess.
Yes.
Aliens.
He's breaking love, break his legs.
But like, I do like how it kind of loops back on itself, because there's like, you can say like, okay, we're going to explain all the world's religions with fiction. which is like it's a cool way to go. But then also it does the job of linking all the religions together. You know how like every sort of religion has a fairly similar story in parts, or sometimes direct actions are then sort of translated in a different way to another story. Because I know there's like a story in Norse mythology where they would eat
that, yes.
Yeah, where they would eat the apples to gain like eternal godhood, and then it's like Loki steals the apples and then the gods lose their immortality. And that's kind of like paralleled in the Adam and Eve sort of similar idea about stealing an apple from like God's grace.
Yeah, so what it's basically saying is that if you eat apples, you become a god man.
Yeah. And if you steal apples, worse than Satan.
Poor Loki. That's our Loki, bless him.
Yeah, so like I do like how they tread that line. And it's when you think about it, putting that in the one of the biggest video game franchises in the entire world is brave, because America doesn't normally go for that type of storytelling.
Well, that's the good thing with Ubisoft. There's multiple studios.
Yeah.
There's like the Quebec one. There's a studio in Newcastle.
Yes, yeah.
And they've got many that have got, as it says at the beginning of the games, many people with different sexual orientations, religious beliefs, etc.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the one. Goodwill, Newcastle, Quebec, Montreal, Vancouver, etc.
So when are we getting Assassin's Creed up north then?
When I learn how to code, which I'm thinking about doing.
I think you've got the right brain for it. It's just like music. It's just like learning a new language.
Yeah, because I was looking at stuff last night. I'm like, I really want to make a video game after we talked about the Nerdy Up North video game.
Oh, we found out Coder, everyone.
I think what I might do, I was looking at taking courses and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's not just because of that. I've wanted to for a long time. And I think now is a good time because I'm on the wrong side of 35.
Well, I'll tell you what, one thing to be careful of is some of those courses are a bit scammy. So that's a public service advisement for everyone listening.
Yeah,
but no, that would be awesome if you did like make some kind of silly Nerdy Up North game. Especially if it comes out of us just joking about it. That's like the full... that's like the full loop. That's what we want. Synergy. Apples.
Yes. Cyber initiative.
Cyborgs. That's stage 5.
Cyborg assassins.
Have they done that yet?
No.
Every other game has.
Found a market.
But yeah, so you know what I think like Goodwill would really love? It would be like 1970s Newcastle. Like that was the time period you're traveling back to in the anime.
You pickpocket people. He's took me bottle of Brune.
Kill him. All the weapons
Yeah,
are just glass
get
bottles.
some panac on. I'll be all.
Ezio comes over for a visit. It's like, what is this? Savaloy dip. What? Fucking classmate, get down your neck.
Get down your neck, man. Pint of Brune.
That's why he had a heart attack in the middle of that town square.
Yeah, because it didn't show you that part of his life where he went on a little visit to Newcastle.
Yeah,
and they gave him,
it's funny that, isn't it? It didn't show that. Bloody typical.
Bottle of Brown, and he jumped off the Tyne Bridge, and there was just a bale of hay at the bottom,
just floating.
All right. But yeah, they didn't show that bit of his world tour, and that's why he died at 65, I think it was, 63 or 65.
Yeah, I watched that. It was from some kind of online animated CG cartoon thing.
It was Embers, wasn't it? Assassin's Creed Embers.
And what I did like about it was that he had sort of a fairly normal death. Like he literally does have a heart attack while he's out at the market with his family, and it's I kind of like that. There's not enough video game people like
Yeah.
that
It's always
human.
like a gruesome big death, isn't it? It's like he actually got the retirement he wanted, and he had a family,
And he got to
and
pass on
yeah,
some wisdom, which you love to see that, like, you know, in fiction, when like the grizzled old master type guy.
yeah, and then that's where when he gives up the wisdom to the Chinese assassin.
Yeah,
I can't remember her name off the top of my head. Silly me.
because that was a
But
PSP game, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah,
it was Chronicles China.
right.
That's what led to that game. So it's all like linked in. Really cool.
Yeah, like when we were joking before about there being like so many games after Ezio, like that's not even like the start of it, like because
Yeah.
this is it's gone on to like, you know, mobile games, like web comics, web series, like
Yeah.
it's had a movie. Like I didn't watch it personally.
I watched it. Me and my dad went to cinema to watch it. You know what?
Yeah,
It gets a lot of shit, but I liked it. It was it was okay. It wasn't
yeah.
like the worst film in the world.
I think people were just hoping it was gonna be like another like Marvel level franchise.
Yeah, well, that's the problem though, because I think with all the Ezio stuff, people were expecting it was going to be like that sort of
Yeah,
thing in a movie, but it wasn't. It was like Spanish Inquisition times.
right. So the picked just something different. That's interesting because I think people would have really liked it if it was Altair and Ezio adjacent. They don't have to be in one film, but yeah, I think that's what people would have wanted, really.
Yeah, there's going to be a Netflix series as well eventually.
Yeah, I like when I say like I've checked out of this game, it was pretty much just because Assassin's Creed 3 has a really slow start. Because
Yeah,
if people don't know, that's the one that's set in like revolutionary America, um, and it's a lot different because the just the landscape alone is not what you used to, because you're running around like forests at the start
yeah.
and smaller buildings, no like Renaissance architecture, because America didn't have that kind of
It was
infrastructure.
just normal little streets, wasn't it? And
Yeah,
like docks, a lot of docks. And it was
yeah.
Boston, wasn't it?
And I'm not like a lot of people are like, oh, like I hated Connor and stuff, but like I don't think. Oh well, following Ezio is really hard. Like for anyone,
Because
even if Origins came out afterwards, like
yeah, Bayek is a class
yeah.
character.
But I think if he
He's
even if
great.
he had to follow like Ezio, people would have been a bit like, it's like not the same. So he got
Not
it's like
Ezio.
Connor came in at a real bad time, like when you think
Yeah, but
about it.
what made three even worse is because you had a class time playing as Hatham,
Yeah.
and then you find out he's a fucking Templar,
Yeah, yeah.
and then you're like, oh,
He's
and
the
that just
baddie.
throws you into playing as Connor, and you're like, what am I
Yeah.
supposed to do with this information now?
And like, yeah, the games do like to string you along quite a lot with, you know, like a grand puzzle. Or
Yeah.
like they'll like drip feed you stuff. Like, do you remember in 2 when there was all those like tiny video clips of that like dude
Mm,
running away with the apple or whatever? And it like looked super weird and scary, like unsettling, because it was like
yeah.
future and you were just getting like less than a second of video footage.
Yeah. I was like, and you had to like find them all, and like they all got clicked together at the end, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, but it was weird, like in a cool way. But yeah, they do like to drip feed some of the grand lore, because that's why like a lot of people don't see it, because it's a long game,
Oh
and
god, yeah.
they usually like just stick the future stuff up there in like the last 15 minutes or something, like the ending cutscene. You'll usually talk
Yeah.
to a hologram.
Yeah.
But like I think that stuff is it's probably been stretched out too long. I think that's why a lot of people give up,
Hmm.
because they're like, what do you like? They're not giving people enough. But I don't know. Like, as someone who's played them all, do you feel like there was enough there to keep you going?
Well, yeah, because I always want to find the things out. So I was like, if
Yeah.
I play the next one, they'll tell us more,
Yeah.
and then they tell you less in the next one, and you're like, hmm. But what annoyed a lot of people, we'll move forward a little bit, and then
Yeah.
we'll move back and forward and stuff.
Yeah.
Odyssey.
Yes.
See more of the Isu.
Hmm.
It was behind the season pass wall
Oh, right. Okay.
because you find out that your real dad, is Pythagoras,
All right.
and he's part Isu,
Right.
and he's guarding the gates of Atlantis that's been shut off for fucking thousands of years.
Yeah.
And if you get all the seals from the like mythical beasts like Medusa and the Minotaur and stuff,
Hmm.
um, you can open the gate
Yeah.
and you get to go to Atlantis, and you
All right.
meet like Isu, like Minerva and stuff like that.
Oh, so that's where they actually like are in physical
Yeah,
form.
yeah. Well, were because you have to go back to see them.
Yes.
It's bizarre. It's absolutely
Okay.
it's
But that was like
it's a
that
good
was
DLC behind the season pass wall, which has annoyed some people. But if I'm getting the game, I want all the content, right? So you're like,
yeah. Like DLC is a weird one because there's definitely been games where I've bought it all and then like going back in after I finished the story feels like a little bit too much. Like the first Spider-Man game did that, like the PS4 Spider-Man.
yeah,
It had like some like Black Cat DLC, which I'm sure the story was fine, but I was like, I don't want to go back in. like I played it for a little bit and I was like, I can't do this again. I can't do the crime, like, you know. But it's probably fine if you've got like if you come in late and your game is
yeah,
just packed full of this stuff like from the
mm-hmm.
start.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's a bit of a shame. But I suppose their thinking is like, yeah, like our super fans are gonna like pay for this and keep it going.
yeah.
Because they've always been doing weird experiments with Assassin's Creed, where because there was a few games, wasn't there, where you could like rate the missions, like as in
Yes,
give them a star rating.
I
So
think
you
the
could be
last one to do that was Syndicate.
okay, yeah, I remember seeing it in that game. So like,
Yeah,
if you did a mission that was follow this dude, and you kept getting like caught immediately, you could just be like, I hated that 1 star. And I guess your
yeah.
hope was they wouldn't do any more of that in
Do
the
that.
future.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you seen any of that like take shape in a way? Like, have you seen the bad missions drop off or anything? Or
Nah, they've still kept them. There's still,
yeah,
even in the good game, there's still like some of the same old missions where it's like follow this guy and don't let him see you.
yeah.
And
I didn't mind those
yeah,
missions when you could just run across the rooftops
yes,
because that
because
feels
Mirage
cool.
has a few missions like that, but you know this from previous games that like, oh, the free running's really good in this,
Yeah,
the parkour. So like you can literally just stalk them from the rooftops. It's great. So I was just like crouching down, just like following them and like turning around every now and again, like, and
yeah.
I'm like, I'm up here.
Because
But
like
yeah,
that's yeah. When this game feels good, it feels really good. Like when with these games, um, like stuff like that where you're stealthing around a rooftop, like listening in or managing to get your way into a stronghold without being seen.
yeah,
But oftentimes it ends up with like you getting caught and then a big like fight in the courtyard ensues.
yeah, yeah.
Depending
You're
on the
like shit.
game, you might be able to survive like 20, 30 people, but
Yeah.
some games it was harder.
For me, the best combat, and people might disagree, I don't know, is Odyssey.
Oh, okay.
Had a good parry system, like
Yeah.
reversals and stuff, and but Mirage is sort of like that,
Hmm.
as well. It's a bit simplified, but you could get some really good combos going on Odyssey.
Yeah,
So it was
because
sort of like the fighting was sort of like, the Batman, the Arkham series
Yeah.
was sort of like a Ubisoft's version of that. That's the way I saw it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that makes sense because that's like a really good fighting
Yeah,
system to
yeah.
rip off. Yeah,
Or when
because
you're proper high level on Odyssey,
Mhm.
you can just trounce like 100 people. It's amazing. Just
Yeah,
fucking like loads of different animations for like chopping them and like shooting bows and stuff, and great.
yeah. Some people didn't like the whole level system because they were like,
Mm.
I can't sneak up on this level 70 guy when I'm like 30 or whatever. Like, as in, you can't assassinate him because he'll just be like, stab me, then let's fight.
My spleen. But no, well, when you think about it, when you look back, people are complaining about that. There was still level systems in Assassin's Creed 2, just didn't realise it.
Yeah, I suppose because you
There
had
was
the
even
armor
if you had like a
system.
skull, if you had like a skull next to him, you're like, no, I'm not going near him. Or like he had like loads of armor.
Yeah.
Like one hidden blade would take one square of armor off him.
Oh God,
So you still had to, like tread carefully, but just because there's no leveling system,
yeah.
it didn't clock on people's radars.
Yeah, because you had in two that was one of the first. I don't know, was it in the first game? But you had like you could get different costumes and stuff, and some of them had like abilities or extra like I don't know item
Or
slots.
like you had the right color dye on your clothes to fit in that region.
Yeah, that's always fun when you can like tailor yourself to be like I'm blending
Yeah,
in, guys.
yeah.
It's kind of like
But
in Skyrim when you kill enough bad guys and you're like, well, I guess I'm kind of like fitting the part here because I'm just taking people's clothes left and right.
yeah.
But
But
yeah,
no, like,
I did remember spending a lot of time unlocking like I don't know, it was like a black outfit for Ezio
yes,
where you did all the tombs or whatever.
yeah, that was great. That outfit.
I did like
Um,
those tombs as well, where it was like an Indiana Jones trap house.
yeah, spikes coming out the walls and stuff, and like,
Yeah, remember that squid or whatever that giant octopus in that one?
aye,
That
aye,
never came back.
that was totally bizarre and out of the blue.
It
I
was like
think
a
they
little
just,
Easter egg, really, wasn't it?
yeah,
But
yeah.
because it's Assassin's Creed, people were like, "It's law,
It's law now,
give it to
Squid
us."
Man.
Um,
Um, but yeah, like the costumes and stuff, like I mean the armors and stuff have only getting better over the years. But
yeah,
what they do is every game from a certain point, they've offered you like Ezio's outfit and
they do,
Altair's outfit
they do,
and
don't they?
Edward Kenway. Even in like you can wear like Edward Kenway's outfit in Mirage,
Oh yeah,
even though Mirage was like 800, 900 years before Black Flag.
I think like I've seen some of it, and Mirage, it looks a bit weird, but it is like you say, it's because of those like weird, silly like outfit things. Because some of the footage I saw, he had like a weird like shiny super dagger on his back that was all like shimmery and stuff as well. That he probably bought
Well,
with Ubisoft points.
the good thing about Mirage as well, like I mean, some of the normal outfits that you unlock are like really cool.
Yeah,
Like you can upgrade the outfits as well. But there is one bit, but I can't really do spoilers because I
it's a
know
bit
some
new.
people in here. Yeah, but there is a really cool part to do with the Isu, and you get some cool shit from it. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, nice. Well, that's good to hear though, because a lot of people weren't so hot on this newest game because it was like it kind of came out that it was a DLC that they've decided to turn into a full game or something. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, that's what it seemed like at first, and I'm not gonna lie, I started playing it about a week ago,
Yeah,
and got about 3 hours in. And I was like, "That this can't be what it's like."
yeah,
And it was just me not getting used to the changed mechanics.
yeah. Because it is a bit of
Give
a
it a go.
throwback, isn't it?
I gave it a week. I gave it a go a couple of days later, and then I just got hooked, and it was absolutely great. Like I loved it.
Yeah, I'm kind of like with a total brand new game, I'm kind of bad about that, where like it takes me a while to like settle into a new game, like because there's been times like I didn't like Fallout 3 when I first
Yeah,
played that,
yeah, I
but I
know.
think it's because there's too much to take in, and then
Yeah, it was a lot.
when you play it a second time, you're like, right, I must have skipped past this bit of dialogue. Now it makes a bit more sense and stuff like that.
Yeah, and
So I
then you
can,
play 4, and the world's all good again.
yeah, but I can see how that could easily happen in Assassin's Creed because they throw a lot of like mechanics at you,
Yeah.
usually up front.
But there's really cool stuff you can do with like smoke bombs and traps and stuff on Mirage. It's
Yeah.
really cool.
The only trap
And
stuff I remember using was those weird poison darts that made people fight each other.
all the food is poison.
Yeah, it was like Tenchu because you could do that in Tenchu, couldn't you? Like put like
Yeah.
poisoned rice balls down and they'd be like, yeah,
But
pretty much.
oh, can you? This is the throwback, and it's totally like
Yeah.
unrelated. But you mentioned a ninja game, Shinobi.
All right, like the Sega Shinobi,
Mm-hmm.
where you could
Like
fight Spider-Man in one of the.
absolutely loved Shinobi. It was
Yeah.
great.
All I remember about
Typical.
Shinobi is like the sprite for the Ninja Man was huge on screen
Yeah,
compared to like Ninja Gaiden.
yeah. The typical Sega side scroller, like
Yeah.
just
But no, like when I said you can fight Spider-Man, they legit like ripped off Spider-Man, and then they were like, "You can't do this," so they had to change him to like pink. But he was like the total red and blue.
it's Spooderman.
Yeah.
Not the hero you wanted, but it's the hero you got.
Like Assassin's Creed guys are about as close as you would get to Spider-Man in a realistic setting. I mean, it's not realistic because there's magic super robot people like at the end, but
Yeah.
it tries to keep it semi-realistic a lot of the time. It just likes what I do like about it is it gets silly with historical characters. You know, like how
Yes.
like you could meet Leonardo da Vinci and he's like,
Yeah.
this wrist blade's so cool, man.
And he's basically just going, "Ah!"
He's like, I'm gonna build a grappling hook. It's like,
Yeah.
okay.
Build you some wings, but the only way to make it work is set fires all over the city.
Yes. Was was that the first time you like? Because you eventually got like a pistol in these games, didn't you?
That was like a wrist-mounted, like pistol attachment.
Yeah. Like that was weird, and it was like it makes sense though, because like if
Yeah.
you need to kill someone like really fast, you
Yeah.
don't care about the noise in that one instance.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, when you think about it, there was like tiny little cannonballs getting shot out of it, wasn't it?
Yeah. I like it. I like the idea that like you get in trouble and you're like, oh, these swords aren't cutting it. Like, wah!
Boom, boom. Basically, Iron Man for like 2 seconds.
So anyway, he just started blasting.
Stop blasting. And then thinking about like upgrades on the blade and stuff like that in Revelations, you get the hook blade.
Oh yeah,
Then you can like go down ropes with the hook blade.
zip line about. I remember not
But
really liking the look of it though. Like I don't know.
you just didn't like Revelations, did you?
Oh, I really like the trailer.
Trailer was like, it could be, they could have made a movie out of the trailer.
Yeah, I can.
Where
I
he gets
can.
the arrow stuck in him and he's just like snaps it off and that, and he's just like
Yeah,
cutting people.
I can pull it up so we can like watch it and talk a bit about
Yes.
it. But
Oh yes, please.
I can't play the sound because it's hella licensed music.
Try and play my music over the top. Try and play my song over it.
No, we'll just talk over the top.
Yes.
Where is it?
Do
Where
a
is
proper
it?
commentary.
Okay, it's popped up. Yes, I've got it muted. Yeah. Well, to be honest with you though, like the problem with Revelations was like this trailer entirely sold me on the game. So
Yeah.
I like went in sight
Top.
unseen. Because in my eyes, I was gonna get like the end, like the epic end of the Ezio story, and in this trailer they make it look like he's gonna like die, but he's gonna have like the coolest death ever.
Yeah, he's gonna get like hung off a fucking balcony.
Yeah.
But look at him, man. Look at him. He's just too cool. Look, he's squatting on a fucking mountain.
Yeah, but this wasn't the game though.
Yeah, I know. But I still loved it.
You know what it looks like though? Like it kind of looks more like Origins or Odyssey, like as if because you do free roam around mountains in those games, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, look at him go.
Yeah, like this, like there's a cool fight scene, and he's like taking out like 30 guys, still old as well.
Yeah.
Because like we love a grizzled, like old bearded version of our video game characters. Like, you know, eventually you've got to earn it.
He's too cool. Look at how he threw a headbutt in as well. Oh, headbutts galore.
Like Ezio at this point had earned being like one of the elder statesmen of like video games. Oh, you got the blade shot, do blades.
Oh, see, Altair distracts him. That's the problem.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like they were teasing like this, like, oh, it's finally gonna like come full circle, and you're gonna like it did in the story. But like I was hoping you would get like Altair like flashbacks, and then because it's all a simulation, like they could have had them both fight together, like in this kind of weird dream sequency type of way.
Yeah, if he could have helped him, sort of thing, that'd be cool.
Yeah, or like like he could have helped him from the past, even like if he was like hiding. He kind of was hiding artifacts and stuff.
Yeah,
but you could have like played those parts, because like. I remember, like, I think there's a cutscene where you see what happened to Altair, like, as in what his, like, final fate was.
Yeah.
And he kind of just, like, becomes like, you know, sits in a chair with
he dies in a chair, basically.
Yeah, with, like, a mystical item. And then you do find the skeleton in this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, like... If anyone hasn't checked out that trailer in a long time, you should, because the music kicks butt as well.
Was it Jesper Kidd who did the music for that one?
I think it's a guy called Wood Kid, like a sort of rapping guy. I think.
So that'll be a different song on there. I mean, because I'm talking about the guys who did the music for the games.
Oh,
maybe.
Yeah, I think it's.
So Jesper Kidd and what's he called? There's another one. I know Brian Tyler, who did some of the Marvel tunes, did Black Flag's theme.
That makes sense, because like, you know, the sort of Marvel-y Disney crew have done a lot of pirate movies. And soaring adventure themes. What did you think of Black Flag? Because that was one that I was like jealous I wasn't playing, but at that point I didn't have a next gen console, because that was like PlayStation 4 launch sort of time period, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was 2013 or 14 Black Flag, I believe. And it was very good.
Yeah.
People still say it's the best like pirate sort of orientated game that's ever been.
Yeah, because apparently Skull and Bones is never going to come out, which was the development team behind the sea combat in this game, I think, who are now like off on their own.
Well, there's Goodwill saying Black Flag's his second favourite AC game, next to AC2.
Okay, definitely high praise.
Yeah.
Skull and Bones is just a multiplayer grind fest. No, you're thinking of Sea of Thieves.
That was great. We need to play that again.
Yeah, but Skull and Bones was like the serious pirate game that keeps getting delayed over and over again. I'm sure it popped up in the news last year. It's still around.
I did, because I listened to a podcast called Game Stack. And you know them people who used to do that Fallout show I told you about, where I did the song for them.
Oh yeah.
They do that, and they were talking about it last year, saying like, is it ever going to come out? Like, because we've had news, and then it's been delayed again, and then delayed again, and then delayed. But that's Ubisoft as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it was literally the people who made the ship combat in AC4 or whatever, Black Flag.
They're like, oh, we're good at pirate things. Let's make it just a pirate game
It sells
And
itself. It should. But yeah,
apologies for the cut. They're not being very well.
oh,
Jake will have to
aye.
cut that. Cut that.
Pooped him. Cut that. Cut
Oh, cut that. No, keep it.
that. But yeah, like there's been like a few good pirate games. There needs to be more. They need to explore that more. I mean, could you
Yes.
count Zelda Wind Waker as a pirate game? It's got the
Yes.
cool parts, the island hopping parts.
Yes. If you're island hopping, you're in a pirate game.
Yeah, if you're sailing.
So therefore, Mario is a pirate game.
He did dress up as a pirate in Odyssey.
Yes.
He does ride a lot of sky ships though.
I pirate.
Yeah, just move them to the water.
Oh, I remember seeing in the chat earlier as well. Goodwill says there still needs to be a first Civilization AC game.
Yes, which would technically tick my box of future Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, because they were more advanced than us.
Yeah.
Because basically, what's happening with the ISU in Assassin's Creed is what some people think our timeline is like.
Yeah, okay.
So do you know we had an extinction event?
Yeah.
And we had to start again. So that's why people keep digging up shit off from before.
Yeah, true. It's just
it could be special items locked away, you know.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Definitely. I mean, as far as, unfortunately, in human history, we haven't dug up anything crazy, unless it's such a good secret that we don't know.
Well, yeah, we're not rich enough to know that's the problem.
We gotta join the friggin' stonemasons or something.
Stone cutters.
And yeah, who rigs every Oscar night?
We do. I'll have to watch that episode again. It's great.
It is, and it has a Star Trek alumni in Picard as the the leader of the Stonecutters.
Yes.
But yeah, so bottom line, we're not rich enough to know about the Apple of Eden IRL.
No,
that's disappointing.
But if we were rich enough, we would start the cyber initiative instead.
Yeah, screw all this Isu resurrection crap. Like, let's use
because they have to use special items to get people like the community and society into subservience.
Yeah.
Whereas we just rip out their spines and brains.
Yeah. It's a lot easier. It's just worked wonders for the Lin Kuei. Like, you know, the efficiency is at like 160%.
160% of the time works every time.
Yeah, just some guy getting like in the workplace, like getting crushed by like a ladder. Like, there has to be a better way. Cyborgs.
But it's episode 3, and so far we've kept up a good record of mentioning Cyber Initiative.
Yeah, Ezio would have made a great cyborg.
Oh. It would have been the best. Imagine
this is bringing back something in my brain though. I think Ezio was in Soul Calibur for a little bit for one of those games.
I think so, yes.
So
yeah.
He has traveled into the realm of fighting games, but unfortunately, I don't think Calibur's ever crossed over with Mortal Kombat, so it can't. He's not available for the Cyber Initiative.
Damn it.
But yeah, I remember him being like really cool because like when you think about it, he absolutely fits into Soul Calibur because his like we've said, like we love his like, you know, outfit design, but it's very over designed when you look at it, which is its own style and is like totally valid. Some people like a more simpler like costume design, but he fits in perfectly with like Soul Calibur, where again outfit design is like very exaggerated.
Yes.
And also it's like like, like melee weapon fighting game, or like a weapon focused fighting game. So he fits
Yeah.
totally in because he's full of tricks. I can't remember
He's
what
full
he
of
played
tricks.
like exactly, because I think it
Mm,
was Soul Calibur 5, and I don't think we played it for that long.
no, we didn't. So we didn't get like a good grasp on his style.
But I
But
think
it's
we just had,
Ezio. Ezio's the best.
yeah.
He's great.
Aye,
So
but like, I'm sure if it was Soul Calibur, there would have been some like convoluted story reason for him being there.
yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, Adam. If you vamp for a sec and hold people over, I could probably try and see what Ezio's Soul Calibur ending is.
I'll be cool.
And I'll cut this part out for the audio,
Cut that,
so you can say whatever you want.
and say whatever I want.
Announcement ending. Beans.
Beans there, but no. Going towards like the newer games as well. I know a lot of people didn't like the RPG element, as we mentioned before.
Yeah.
But I quite enjoyed it because I like seeing like some sort of like gratification for the actions I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm all about instant gratification in games, but I mean, know it's not instant, but like the build up to like leveling up or getting a new weapon or getting some new gear, always made it worth like pushing through, sort of thing. So like you'd kill a certain enemy and you get a really cool weapon off them, but you wouldn't have got that if it wasn't like that sort of leveling up system.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
disappointingly, there doesn't seem to be like an ending movie in Soul Calibur
Oh.
5. I thought you would at least get a little slideshow explaining why he's here. Because like that's usually what they do in fighting games. Like they'll be like,
Yeah.
yes, Freddy Krueger somehow got into Mortal Kombat, and I guess he's from the Dream Realm.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
I mean, his ending was like, I'm pretty sure it was like, after defeating Shao Kahn, he gained immeasurable power, but then Nightwolf decided to banish him so that he could never come back. But yeah, to be honest with you, like, thinking about it, I don't think in Soul Calibur they explained how Yoda and Darth Vader were there.
That's true.
or Zelda, or Link from The Legend of Zelda, or Spawn, or Hayachi.
True. I think they just were there. That's it. That's as much as it got like. So
one day we're gonna have to talk Soul Calibur for sure.
Oh god, yeah.
I mean,
man.
I can play some footage of what Ezio, so people can see what his fighting style is like, and definitely see that we're not lying.
Yes.
But yeah, it looks like he's got his sword and his blades, and it looks like they've gone for classic Ezio. But unfortunately, Nightmare seems to be kicking his butt.
Oof. Not anymore.
He's come back. And I think when he ends the fight, he says his old Requiescer in pasties. Like
questionable pasties.
Every pasty is permitted, even them ones with beans in them.
Sausage and bean melt. Ooh.
Do you think if Ezio got a pasty, he would have been happier in life?
He might have had more heartburn. I don't think they did Rennies in the 1500s, unfortunately.
Oh, that's like a Twilight Zone episode. Like, this delicious food of the gods, the sausage roll. But alas.
If Ezio was a Geordie requesting the pasty.
I mean, I've requested pasties many a time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
pasty
just us.
now.
That's just us at the Greg's counter, man. Goodwill.
Pasty no. That's it. You get one.
R.I.P.
Hey,
in pasties.
Do they still do 4 sausage rolls for £1?
Sometimes they're cold, but you can have them. You can have that box of sausage rolls that were just already there when you got to the shop. Who knows how long they've been there?
Yeah. I can't eat Greggs anymore. Acid reflux just doesn't allow it.
Oh, I'm sorry, you can't be on the show unless you have a Greg's before everyone. Just get.
I mean, I had a pepperoni pizza for tea, and I'm like, I'm dying here, and I'm trying to like.
It's full of grease, this one. But if it was full of pasty, the perfect crumb ratio would have absorbed it like a sponge.
I can eat pies, just not pasties for some reason.
I'm writing all this down.
Next episode, Adam's left the podcast. He's not a part of the team anymore.
He's eating a pie, I guess, somewhere. Whatever
like
that is.
Raw pie. Oh, dear me.
But back to Altair. That's they don't eat actually in Assassin's Creed, as far as I remember.
Yeah, you don't see much of it. Maybe there's a bit in Black Flag where they're eating like.
That's because
sort of feast thing.
That's because if it did happen, then Desmond would be sat there going like, and they'd be like, "What's wrong with him?"
He's dribbling. But. Back on track a little bit.
Yeah.
Obviously talking about Ezio there. I've always wanted to like cosplay as like the older rugged Ezio.
I think you could do that fine.
I'm way too fucking tall.
I don't think anyone really cares though.
They do. Well, I care because I know that all the assassins, because of the bloody bloodline and being them part Issa or whatever, they're all about 5'9".
Finally, my size is the popular one.
Yeah, but all the Isu were really tall.
Yeah.
Like when you meet them.
I've noticed some of the Isu guys have like proto assassin outfits on, but like, you know, like a tech hood. Yeah, me and Goodwill are the perfect size. Just not.
You're not 5'9", Jake, are you?
Something like that, aye.
I'd say you're closer to. I don't know. Maybe you're 5'10", maybe.
Whoa! I'm getting upgraded here, lads.
Get in, lads.
Get lost, Goodwill. Short ass.
Well, I don't know. Actually, I'll have to stand next to you again because I've got that brain where I can calculate people's heights without knowing their height.
It's because like I'm always standing next to a pasty, so you can just be like,
how many pasties tall is Jake?
You'll never fucking tell. Because I'm always doing this. High profile, low profile.
Well, I'd be taller if I didn't slouch so much. You'd probably see me sitting position isn't great. I'm like this.
Well, is that because you like Ezio so much? Because he's a bit of a like crouchy man, isn't he?
Goblin man, but yeah, I think you're right. If I cosplayed as Ezio, it would be pretty cool. Like, you know, like the black outfit.
Yeah.
Or like Revelation style. Because my beard's going quite grey. You can't see it on this camera, but if you saw us in person, it's got like nice little silver bits in it.
Yeah.
And I've got grown the hair the same way, you know, on the video that you just watched. Look at the.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
you could definitely do like, you know, end of his life kicking ass. That's
end of life, just sitting on a bench.
No.
You should not have ate that pasty.
No, he looked a bit like a monk actually when I watched that footage. He was like in monk robes or something. So I don't know if he becomes pious in his old age. But like, do you remember? Not like that.
Goodwill saying, is this the non-standard for our wiki? Everyone's height will be measured in steak bakes. Yes.
Yeah. Standard issue steak bakes. We could be measured in hot dogs if you'd prefer. I might prefer standard issue hot dogs.
Standard issue hot dogs, not them massive jar ones, you know, the normal.
Get out of here with them. Unnecessary.
I mean, that's a normal size hot dog for me though.
Yeah, Goodwill says anything but the metric system.
Hot
But
dogs, pasties, breadsticks.
you know what could fit in a assassin's wrist
Hungry.
blade? A hot dog. You know, like for later and that.
But he forgets to exchange He's got two wrist blades on. One's a
Oh yeah.
blade, one's a hot dog, and he goes for the assassination, and it's just like a limp hot dog, just like. Oh, hello.
Oh.
Oh no!
His blade's got ketchup on. Like, oh, this is all
God, God, he got
Um,
some brine on me.
and you get arrested. That's why he was getting hanged in that trailer.
He touched someone with his hot dog.
Thou hast brindeth my outfit, good sir.
Oh no! Oh,
Oh, okay.
see, this would have to be in our Assassin's Creed style game.
Yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, there's a distinct lack of comedy, I think, a lot of times in these games. Because
Yeah,
you are dealing with very serious, you know, like politics,
bastard
machinations.
men.
Yeah, do you remember when you like sort of fight the Pope at the end of Assassin's Creed 2?
Yeah, he had one of the pieces of Eden, didn't he? The
He
staff
did.
of Eden.
And you
Aye.
just fucking like fist fight him at the top of a cathedral. Like, come here, you.
Come on, then, you bastard!
You can't future
Oh,
magic your way out of this one.
oh, fucking knuckle sandwich coming your way. There's a hot dog in it and all. It's full of hot dogs. Bosh.
I like this version of Ezio. This is what the history books won't teach you, kids.
Yeah. Hot dogs were around back then.
One of my favorite things to do, which was objectively funny in these games, was when you could like throw the money out in like two, and then everyone be like, "Wah, money!"
Hot dog money.
Because remember in like the games, they've tried to be like, you can sneak around with the monks if you put your head down. But then there was like Ezio was like, I'm gonna hire the sex worker posse, and they would just like spread out and distract everyone.
Yeah.
Ezio's just a good time, man. Like when he walks
He
in.
is, man. He's just splashing the cash about, getting
Yeah.
all the sex workers to.
He's Kesha,
Cash
like
about.
the party doesn't start till he walks in.
Exactly.
Where's the Assassin's Creed 2 Kesha montage? AMV. Goodwill, get editing. I'm talking to you through the screen.
Do it now.
But yeah, like if I was gonna get back into Assassin's Creed, is there like a game that you could say this is a good jumping back in point? Like if I come across something in a theoretical Steam sale one day.
Which
Or
is possible.
Ubisoft store sale, I don't know.
See, I will be able to give you an answer, but I like all of them.
Yeah, well that's good though.
But I know you like your RPG stuff as well.
Yeah.
I don't know which ones you haven't played any of the newer ones.
No, not at all. Literally
No,
stopped
no.
with 3 and then just watched footage of other ones
Yeah.
when they came out.
I'd say for funness factor, I'd say Black Flag is a good one.
Yeah, I do love pirates.
But for the RPG elements, I'd say Origins or Odyssey because they're very fun to play and they're very streamlined. And
yeah. Well, that's good because like I feel like that's a recommendation of like old Assassin's Creed and then new Assassin's Creed, which is good. I mean, I've got no idea like how you even get Black Flag these days. That might have to be a PC only type of deal.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a lot of Syndicate. Like people seem to really like that one as well.
Yeah, that one's good. That was like sort of just before the soft reboot, what
Yeah.
Origins.
Oh yeah.
Um, so Syndicate was still like the older style, but there was like stuff you could only do in that game because it was set in a city like London.
Yeah, and it was like Industrial Revolution, wasn't it? Like
Yeah,
freshen your
we're
drink,
like,
Gavna.
oh man.
Oh
Um,
well. I don't know. I think we've hit a little bit of everything on the old Assassin's Creed front tonight.
we
I
have. I
can't
mean, we
think.
haven't mentioned Valhalla, but as people say, it's a good Viking game, but it's not an Assassin's Creed game.
Oh, okay. So you fall on that
There is,
side.
well, no, there is Assassin's stuff built in,
Yeah.
but I was just having a great time pillaging England.
They asked for it.
They did, aye.
Maybe we
But yeah,
could do with another pillage that might set us on the right track.
yeah. But yeah, like because I'm obsessed with like Norse mythology and Vikings and stuff as well. So like it worked for me because me two of my obsessions came together in one game.
Yeah.
So it's a good game. I do like it, but I know there's a lot of fans who didn't. But you can put like I put like 200 hours into it. I think
Mm-hmm.
I put 170 hours into Valhalla.
I've heard that one is super. That's what I've heard. Super long. And also does have a bit of craziness at the end, like
Yes.
relating back to like current daytime stuff. As in,
Yes,
like,
we know good. We know goodwill. No Assassin's Creed game should be 200 hours long. We know.
and like it's cool though, because I do like that there is giant games, because like when we were kids, like we would have loved a 200-hour game. We
Oh
had
God, yeah.
we had to play 9-hour games for 200 hours, like GoldenEye and stuff like that.
Or we're gonna have to do an episode on GoldenEye.
Dun 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 dun.
Then I get to do a cover of that class theme off GoldenEye.
Yeah, you do. Unless you've already done it before. I can't remember at this point.
No,
No.
we did a version of it in college though.
Yes, we did. We stole from the Grant Kirkhope who wrote the GoldenEye soundtrack. Because college asked us to write our own James Bond theme. We're just like, remember the dam from GoldenEye? Like, why don't we just use some of the guitar licks from that?
Yeah. Me and Sturkey doing guitar harmonies and stuff. It was great.
Oh yeah.
And can you remember that original song we wrote? Totally unrelated. Officer Big Leg.
Vaguely. Which was
I still remember.
You can still remember Officer Big Leg. Is it part of your like
I can remember some of the riffs now.
guitar memory?
Called eidetic memory, actually.
Yeah, like Sheldon.
Yeah. It's funny with stuff like that. Can't remember stuff from me day-to-day life, but I remember a guitar riff I wrote in 2005.
Yeah. I mean that's
And
just useful information.
yeah, or
This
like
is this is why we need like our own musical show where you play guitar. And just every now and then you're like, oh, well, do you remember for Time for Zombies?
I was playing that earlier.
See? The mind meld.
You obviously felt it happening. It was about 6:30 tonight. Down. Bow, wow, wow, wow.
There was a disturbance in the Skronk force.
But yeah,
we have talked about doing a Nerdy Up North covers album eventually.
yes.
We're gonna get a few more episodes under our belt, but you'll have all the classics like the Mortal Kombat, the Assassin's Creed, and the Rocks theme that you've heard on these shows. But then we've also got like Red Alert, like Elden Ring covers that I've asked you to do for the channel in the past. Like Goodwill saying now that's what I call none. Yeah, maybe. We'll have Paul knock up some covers for us. It'll be great.
Yeah. So yeah, like every theme that's been a cover
Yeah.
of something. I mean, I will be doing ones in the future. Like obviously, if we do say a GoldenEye episode, there'll be that track. Maybe some Mario themes or stuff like that.
Why don't we commit? Maybe. Well, I feel bad for making you do a track, but why don't we like say GoldenEye's the next episode?
Oh,
You down with that?
I am. Yeah, I've got time.
Yeah.
I'll make time. And you know what I'm like? I can do a track in like a couple hours.
Yeah. But it's just like it's easier when it's like an actual rock track, isn't it? Which a lot of the GoldenEye soundtrack was, and that was back in the day when like shooting games had music in every level.
Now though,
Yeah.
I don't mind if it's not a rock track because I used to be like, oh no, it'll sound crap. But then I've done the Assassin's Creed one for tonight's episode, and it's it could be in a game.
Yeah, we'll send it to Ezio's voice actor after this. Hey, buddy, check this out.
Send him a hot dog bribe, a voucher for hot dogs.
With
I work in Macro. You could get all the hot dogs he wants. I work in Macro.
Well, you could like write the URL for the stream, the archive on the hot dog. It'll make perfect sense.
Yeah, it was anyway.
Oh, but yeah, I think that's gonna do it for the Ramblecast this week. We rambled a lot more than normal.
It's been funny. It's been good. I think I needed it today, like so.
But yeah, like Assassin's Creed's one of those things we could talk about it forever because there's so much stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those cool video game series it's kind of like it's a real mainstay now, but it was in the modern era, you know, like as in the 360 PS3 era.
Yeah.
Which we still say is modern because we're old now and that can't be classic games.
No, not yet anyway.
Call of Duty 4 can't be a classic game.
No, not yet. Not yet. Not old enough for that yet. I mean, I'm old, but not that old.
Yeah. But no, thanks for anyone who's like dropped in throughout and during and anything. There'll be archives on YouTube. We then do an edited audio version that's better for listening. If you'd rather catch up that way, we don't mind how you catch up. But yeah,
just as long as you do it.
Yeah, as I keep saying, listen to the Ramblecast or I'll kill you.
We get some hot dogs in the post.
Aye. The standard issue size only, though. You know, I'm not a monster.
The fitting envelope's a bit better, aye. You didn't want to be spending loads of money on postage, like. None of this large letter bollocks.
In this economy. No way. But yeah, that's going to do it from us. I am Jake from Nerdy Up North. If you didn't know, I'm all over the place on the podcast and the streams. Just search Nerdy Up North in any kind of social media search window, and you're bound to find something. We're on Spotify. We will be on the other podcast providers soon, but it takes a little while to get that stuff going. But yeah, check out my edits because they're actually better than this unedited live stream of thoughts.
Yeah, I've listened to the first one that's gone up, and it's really well done.
And they'll only get better. I'm only going to cut out more and put more weird stuff in it. But yeah, Adam, where can the folks find you?
They can find me on Facebook at Adam Ashbridge Music, on TikTok, Adam Ashbridge Music, and Instagram at Adam Ashbridge Music. I do also have a YouTube channel, but it's been a bit dormant for a little bit. But I think I might start putting my covers back on there. So if anyone wants to check them out on there, because I haven't brought them out on Spotify or anything, they could be able to get them there until we bring out the covers album.
Yeah, which if Bandcamp exists by the time we put that together.
I'm on Bandcamp, but
what did you not hear that Epic Games like fired half the Bandcamp staff and sold them to a different company? So
Yeah,
if it
do.
exists, we will put it up on the cool place to buy music, not
Yes.
MySpace Goodwill.
No, not MySpace. No.
We will find the cool place that actually pays the artists, whether it's Bandcamp or whether the people who left Bandcamp start something cooler. We'll find it.
Okay.
But yes, goodbye everyone. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you all next time.
Next time, yes.
And I am going to find someone to raid now that we have done the outro. Let's raid Mark the Pulverizer, because he's one of our Discordy deviants. He's around.
He is.
He's playing the new Call of Duty, so let's see what that's like. Goodbye, everyone.
Yes. Goodbye.